You stand up.
We from Delaware where niggas ride. When big cuz get the bag, auntie getting high. Niggas emotionless, so you seeing homies die. Retaliation is the muscle, all the homies slide. We from Delaware where niggas ride. When big cuz get the bag, auntie getting high. Niggas emotionless, so you seeing homies die. Retaliation is the muscle, all the homies slide. Many fathers not here today, ain't no reason why. Many souls done perish, end of a 45, 38s, 22s, 40s and 25s. You lose a man losing.
Alright, tell us how the music came about. What really got you into music?
Yo, y'all want the true story or y'all want the fabricated?
What's the true story? We need the most detail we can.
Yo, alright, to all those that know me, you know I did some time. I did 5 years in SCI Chester in Pennsylvania. During my time, one of the easiest ways for me to pass time was with my notebook. You know, take that notebook to paper. Probably had 6 or 7 notebooks when I touched down that was just full of music. Which now, I'm gonna probably dub that the Book of Eli whenever I do decide to drop it. But if I'm talking who really got me into music, I gotta point at that man behind the camera, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Cause you already know. It was the time you came to my house when we met for dinner.
Yeah.
And be honest with you, like, a lot of people question that, like, yo, how you comfortable with that? And I said, yo, I ain't met somebody more genuine.
Yeah.
You feel me? You know, we sat there, we ate, chopped it up.
Yeah.
This nigga ate some of my blue cheese. I was hot. You know what I'm saying? But I got past that.
Yeah.
Thank God I did, man, because this is my guy these days, man. As a matter of fact, he ate a crab cake too. I was hot about that. But it's my guy, man.
Yeah.
Yo, you gotta call a spade a spade.
Yeah.
And freestyle for him. You know what I'm saying? I know you remember that day.
Yeah, man. We was going back and forth. You showed me the joint that you had over the E. You know what I'm saying? We was in the car.
Yep.
And I can't remember what you was going off, but it was a popular joint at the time.
Yep.
And I was at that moment, I was like, oh, why ain't you, really like tapped in?
Facts.
You know, and he was like, man, just try and get life right, get everything right. And you know, I'll tell you to this day, off camera, that's something that I respect a whole lot. You know what I mean? Because, a lot of, let's keep it 100, a lot of rappers don't want to, get their priorities straight first. They just want to be out there.
Let me tell you.
Yeah.
It took me a full 3 years before I stepped in the studio.
Yeah.
You know, for all those that don't know, that was my first time in the studio. And Cos popped up that day, you know what I'm saying? He been rocking with me. You know, my wife for day one supporter, she been rocking with me. You know what I'm saying? You know, when I came in, I had the support of everybody, family, friends, my pop, my moms, everybody was really there and rocking, and like I said, I'm just glad that I did decide to go ahead and, pursue a dream that I never knew I had. You know what I'm saying?
That's the fact. All right, let's move.
I'ma turn up into double commodity.
Alright, so now that you dove in, you're immersed in music, you're making a name for yourself, you're being more familiar with the ins and outs of performing, putting music out on streaming platforms, and not only that, you're getting a lot of awareness and attention from the city and the state. So how does that feel?
Yo, I feel like it's a blessing, man. It's a gift and a curse. We live in a day and age where there's love, there's gonna be hate. You know what I'm saying? So it's like as many people as you can have in your circle, you're gonna have a lot of people outside that circle, who gonna wish ill intent, wish the worst, you know what I'm saying? They praying on your downfall. So, despite all the success and the growth, it's still crazy, man. It's still crazy. Like I said, I don't do nothing but show love to everybody. When you're an artist and you respect artistry, you know the sacrifices that you gotta make, in order to continue to grow. I mean, be honest with you. All the late nights writing.
Yeah.
the times where you gang war with wifey because
Spending
she
money.
wants your time, but your mind is preoccupied with what you gonna put down on this paper next.
Yo,
You know what I'm saying?
not only that, like that studio time cost, those beats
Everything.
cost, the
Everything.
video production cost, like yo,
Everything.
the touring, the going out
Yup.
to do the shows, the gas money,
Yup.
it's a lot.
Yeah, and when you first get in it, don't forget though, you gotta pay to play. So when you first come in, like people see me performing now, and this year has been a lot easier on me because now I'm at the point where, you know what I'm saying, I got people reaching out to me. Yo, we would like to have you on our platform. How would you like to perform in this show? But when I initially started, you talking about, me and Cost just had this conversation earlier, man. We had this conversation, bro.
Yeah,
You know, $300, one song.
yeah,
You know, where you in competition with 30 other artists. You got one song to get your point across. You feel me? And it's the other, you know, factor in that is you don't get to scout your crowd first. So you better choose wisely and pick the right song. You know, not to mention half the shows is fixed.
yeah.
Let's be real.
Yeah, let's be real. It's
You know,
janky.
they
It's
already
janky.
know who's gonna win from the time you walk in that door.
Yup, it's janky.
You know, so
You know, but you know,
You know.
one thing, like I tell people, you know, life and like art imitates life and vice versa, right? So just how you would pick and choose what you're gonna do in life, you gotta pick and choose what you're gonna do creatively as a artist in whatever genre or field you in.
facts.
So like every show ain't the best show to perform at. Every crowd ain't the best crowd to be in front of or hang around. You know, everywhere you go, no matter what city or state, there's always some underground music scene. And in that little like circuit, there's always a in crowd. And you might not
Facts.
always fit in with the in crowd, but
Facts.
all you can do is do your best. And that kind of like leads me to the segue about a song of yours that I really like, right? You know, it's freshly new, Crying Out. Everything you just kind of like spoke on kind of leads up to that. And I wasn't even going to ask, but now I have to. So with all of the, you know, the challenges and adversity artists have to face, how did you manage to kind of like structure all of that into a song, a hook and two verses?
Yo, Bash, you been tripping on them hoes.
Why this game so hard? Relationships I forged, they fall apart. Supporters haven't changed your heart. Picked up the mic and was encouraged by the people closest to me. Only half remained, and those was here before the start. Remember calling so-and-so up on the phone like, listen here, what you think? Truly only looking for a spark. When I was stepping big, cavalry of cars, we move united through this city. Now I look around, they car apart. But still no difference in my heart, no hate, I show them love. Ain't no picture perfect reason, show me what it was. Maybe they thought my ego grew too much, I caught a buzz. Lately been thinking, fuck supporters, I just want a hug. Or better yet, I'm in my head lately, just want some love. They took my name and slandered it, drug it through the mud. The pain I got inside my heart could cry until it floods. I give it all away and then go get it back in blood. I need the people to understand I'm only on a mission. It's no different than when mixing coke up in the kitchen. Whip it, bring it back to oil, shock it, watch it glisten. Instead of pitching out the trap these days, my work is written. Experiment periodic tables like I'm a chemist. No longer find myself in situations, dodge a sentence. Now I'm
Like
suffering
how'd
from
you,
a frown.
how'd you put all of that together to make that message clear?
I'ma keep it real. Crying Out, I mean, that song was as genuine as it get. It was heartfelt. You know what I'm saying? That was Edubb, the artist. And I was really crying out. Like, it's the best way to explain that, man. You know a song mean a lot to you when you write it like this. I wrote that whole song in like a 20-minute span. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy because, you know, what I've dealt with is, and I say this all the time, right? You know, when people see you doing good, you know what I'm saying? And they see you growing, they rock with you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But the reality is this here. Yo, if you got family as artists, if you got friends as artists, the best thing I can say is be supportive, man. And that's what I made that song for. That is an anthem for independent artists. You know, and I say that because you don't know what they went through, you know, to get where they at. You don't know what they going through to this day mentally.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? You know, when we pick up that microphone, we gotta put all our personal shit aside and come out there and be you know, the moniker. Be somebody else, you know, for the people. Yeah, y'all gotta support y'all local artists, man. You gotta support them because, you know, all the late nights, you know, and the sacrifices, man, whether they working, whether they in the trap, you know what I'm saying? Yo, that money gotta come from somewhere. So it's like, you know, everybody will sit there and say that they day one. But are you really day one? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, because when this artist ain't got gas to make it to this next venue, you know what I'm saying? You know, are you gonna come out of pocket and make sure they good? You feel me? And that's what I think people gotta understand, man. You gotta support your artists. At the very least, you know, show up. You know, if you say you're gonna show up, make sure you're there. You know, and you enjoy it, man, because like I said, it takes a lot.
Yeah.
You know, that's the best advice I can give to people, man.
It's a fact.
And crying out, I mean, you know, from the very beginning, you know, the first bars, why this game so hard?
Yeah.
You feel me? Why this game so hard? You know, we prayed on, you know, from the $300 show placements, you know, to the $200 beat that ain't even exclusive.
Yep.
It's not even just yours.
Let's talk about the marketing and promotion.
Yo.
You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about the streams you gotta pay for.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about the social media presence you gotta pay for.
Let's talk about the fucking wardrobe that you know has to be different for every show. So you know, society got you thinking you can't wear the same shit twice.
Yeah.
Let me start by saying fuck that. I'm wearing what I want to wear.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You bought it. Yeah.
That's just what it is, man. I'm wearing what I want to wear. If I like these jeans, I'm wearing these jeans. You know what I'm saying?
All week, nigga. Say
all week. You hear me?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But that just comes back to, you know, speaking about being authentic, man.
Yeah.
You know, I can't be authentic by fabricating something I'm not.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Anything I speak about in my music, I done lived. You feel me?
That's a
but
fact.
I'm also, you know, factually telling people though that, you know, it's time we make a change, man.
Yeah.
You know, it's time that we start thinking different. And, you know, granted, the new wave of music, I do like it a lot of times, but you know, the reality is, man, we gotta start teaching our young boys something different.
Yeah.
You know, maybe then we wouldn't deal with, you know, so much, you know, violence here in the inner cities, man.
Yeah.
You know, it's a shame that, you know, before we build each other, we willing to kill each other. It's just the best way to put it.
That's a
you
fact.
know, and I'll be the first to say self-preservation is a must.
Yeah.
You know, so with that being said, yeah, I'd much rather build my fellow brother, man. You feel me? But if I'm ever put in that situation where it's me or you, obviously, you know, it's gonna be you to get up out of here. You feel me?
I was just looking at, I forgot who it was, man. There's a I think he's a comedian, but for this interview clip, he was being like real passionate. You know what I mean? Like, and one of the things he said, he was like, yo, it's so like messed up that like you got some people doing good work and they might be famous or they might have ice or they might have money, and that's the thing that get the attention. So it's like, yo, there's people that's around you that's doing the same thing, but because they're not popular, you don't listen to them. They can tell you something and then you'll go listen to it from a nigga on the internet, and a nigga in your neighborhood is doing the work probably even 10 times more, but you won't listen to that person, which is crazy because that's the truth.
Yeah, and that's real shit. You know, I just did it's funny you said that, man. I'm gonna be completely transparent here. I just had a performance Friday at you know, K&R Lounge Pro Star launch party. You know what I'm saying? And it was dope. I never even got to my second set. And the whole first set was, you know, the way I looked at it was this here. I come in with music to build. You know what I'm saying? To build music that was gonna, you know, define Edubb as an artist.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It was gonna define the city I'm from. It was gonna define where I've been, and it was gonna define where I'm going.
Yep.
You know, and then turn everybody up come, you know, the last 10-minute leg of my performance. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Never got to that, you know, but it was crazy when I'm looking around and, you know, I performed all types of places, man. You know, so I take the same rap to Philly, you know, or, you know, Atlanta or Baltimore, you know what I'm saying? And seeing the mental of the real nigga, let's be real.
Yep.
Let's just keep it 100. And when I say real nigga, I'm not saying just men. Real nigga, real woman, whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't like saying bitch.
Yeah.
But let's be real. You know, in that case, once again, people pay attention, you know, and it was crazy because, like, you know, the crowd was dope, man. The crowd, the energy was dope. But when the real music kicked on, you could tell, you know what I'm saying, who really been through some shit.
Yeah.
While who was fixated, paid attention, you know, to the message in the music. And what's crazy is they was gonna get the vibe that they was expecting when I came into that second half of the performance. You know what I'm saying? But I never got to get there, you know, because once again, I mean, I understand, you know, in 2023, the attention span in music is this big.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, you ever seen Over the Hedge? Hand me the squirrel. You know what I'm saying?
Hand me the squirrel.
Everybody's attention span's like, hand me.
Yeah.
You know, I like it, the cookie. You know what I'm saying? And that's just real as it get. You know, it's like, but sometimes, you know, the greatest messages, man, is in what we listen to. You know, and the best way to influence our youth.
Yep.
And not even just our youth, because there's some grown ass men that need this message.
Yeah.
The best way to influence each other, let's say it that way, is through the words that we preaching. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I'll be the first to say I'm far from perfect, but I also know that I ain't never trying to go back to that 8x10 again.
Yeah. And for those that don't know what that 8x10 is, man, that's a hole that the state has reserved or the feds have reserved for any youth, you know? Like, there's older gentlemen there and there's older women there too, but, you know, it's mostly reserved for, you know, those that's deemed unfit for society.
Facts.
For a mistake they might have done. You know, we all know right from wrong, and there are some things that are wrong. But, you know, some people are there for extended periods of time that over, you know, the justified punishment. So with that being said, you don't want to end up in an 8x10. You know,
for sure you don't. Let me tell you something. And anybody that really did time is gonna tell you this exact same thing. So, you know, obviously I got booked. I did my time in Pennsylvania, so I did the, I went through SCI Graterford at the time. It was still around. Don't exist no more. Now it's SCI Phoenix. Just to help y'all picture this, right? Okay, you had 800 inmates on one block.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? 2 to a cell. You know, it's crazy because you were grouped in there. You had to be with the same race in your cell. You know, in Graterford. But the crazy part was, you seen some of the hardest niggas out who wish they could take that shit back. You know what I'm saying? You know, Camp Hill the same. You know, all the way down to my home jail when I got the SCI Chester. You know what I'm saying? It was so many dudes in there, man, that wish that they could take that shit back.
Yeah.
You know, they had a 5-minute lapse in judgment. You know, and in that 5-minute lapse, you know, bam! You know, not only ruined somebody else's life, but took somebody else's life, but they ruined their life. So now you got, you know, instead of 1 kid without a father, 2 kids without a father. You know what I'm saying? 2 mothers without a son. You feel me? And regardless, like, that's not fucking sane, man. That's not humanity. You know, just to see so many men, man, you know, locked behind that wall, you know, literally begging for a second chance, man. You know, for me, that's insanity. You hear me? When you see it happen to the next man, but you ain't taking the time to realize that, you know, look, he made the bad decision so that I can make the right decision. You feel me? And that's just real as it get, man. You know, I ain't gonna say no names, but I had a young boy when I was in there in Chester, man. And, you know, he used to tell you he was a demon. And young boy was thorough, man. Thorough young boy, man. He was always on go. yo, what you want me to do to him? What you want me to do to him? I got you, you know? And it was crazy because I seen him for years with this attitude, you know? And I think that it finally settled in. He was like 22 years old. He had like 4 years in, and it finally kicked in that he had like 34 years to go.
Yeah.
And
that's crazy.
Yeah, and when it kicked in, his mental changed. Like, you know, then he started going to Juma, you know what I'm saying? He started focusing on his religion and, you know, focusing on his growth. And I never forget when he said, yo, bro, when I was out there, I was the shooter. Everybody called me, man, I put in work. You know what I'm saying? I was the shooter. And he like, yo, they gave me another chance, bro, I would never shoot again. You hear me?
Yeah, that's how I get.
I told him straight up, man, look, I'm gonna keep it real with you.
Yeah.
They can call me what they want to call me, man. Look, I'm about building the people, man. So unless it's protect my body or mine, I ain't a shooter neither, bro. You know what I'm saying? Fuck that.
There ain't nothing to glorify.
Yeah, yo, listen. One thing for sure, two things for certain. You cannot build in war.
Nah.
It's not possible.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? Do the math. Y'all, that math ain't mathing.
Yeah.
You feel me? Ain't no fucking money. You can't make money and be at war at the same time.
Yep.
You know, war costs money.
Don't it? Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Don't
let's be real. That's why our nation, right?
Mm-hmm.
And let's be real. I'll take that back. I said our nation, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I know it ain't mine.
Right.
But once again, let's be real.
Mm-hmm.
The U.S. is in debt because of war.
Yeah, a live war. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So the reality is, that's, for me, that's the biggest thing people need to acknowledge, man. Like, you know, you try to take care of your family, you try and prosper, you try and grow, yet you carrying on a war.
But you know, we're caught when we're young, because we don't know better. A lot of us, you know, are super influenced by what's going on around us. And no matter how many older people around us trying to tell us what not to do, our friends in the streets can pull us in a lot more, and it has a lot more influence.
Yeah.
I just want to say, before we segue, you know what I'm saying, free all of the real ones that's in the jails that don't need to be there. You know, the ones that made a mistake that's conscious of it, and the ones that are rehabilitated through their own practices or beliefs. The ones that's ready to come and get reacclimated with society. And shout out to the ones that's held it down too. They can't forget those. Keep all the creeps and the freaks, but free the real.
Real fast.
Yep.
Before you back off that, man. Big shout out to all them juvenile lifers, man, that was down with me, that's out right now and that's living good lives, man. That's living good lives. You know, one of them that made national headlines, man. You know, had Meek, you know, battling for him to get him out, man. Had the Philadelphia Music Coalition battling for him to get him out. You know, Eric Riddick. You know, this was a man, you know, that was, you know, extremely influential on my thought process changing up, you know, and making better decisions. You know, you had a man that had over 30 years in prison, yet still carried himself in a positive manner. One trying to take no bullshit. He wasn't gonna take no bullshit, but it was evident. But at the same time, practice peace and trying to build the brothers up. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? I gotta say, having that man in my circle, being on the same block, you know, and literally just feed me knowledge, you know, it definitely helped change my mindset. It made me realize that I wanted to come home and stay home. The ultimate goal.
We from Delaware where niggas ride. When big cuz get the bag, auntie getting high. Niggas.
So I want to touch on, you know, you one of the artists, like, right? One of the many. It's a lot of artists down here, but there's not a lot of Delaware / Wilmington, you know, musical pride. Now you represent everywhere you go. You make a lot of songs about Delaware. You bring awareness to the culture of Delaware. You know what I'm saying? And not only that, you rep and you step. So how do you feel about, you know, the circuit in Delaware as far as the talent, the artists, and what do you think could be some of the things that could help, you know, everybody kind of like have a similar pride?
I'm gonna keep it real.
Yeah.
I think Delaware as a whole, our music culture is so diverse.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Meaning, we don't have a signature sound.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? There was a point in time when people could say we had a signature beat style.
Mm-hmm.
And they can't even say that no more.
Yeah.
You got artists that's melodic.
Mm-hmm.
You got artists that's lyrical.
That's a fact.
You got artists that's punchy. You got artists that's jumpy.
You got artists that's drill.
You feel me?
You know?
Drill. Like,
yeah.
you have
Detroit sound
style. Yeah.
they incorporated Detroit style down here now.
You know, vocals.
Yep. Yep.
You know, you got artists that not only rap but got the vocals.
Mm-hmm.
How you out here crying? You hear me?
Yeah.
And the reality is this here. You know, I feel like everybody else had their run, man.
Mm-hmm.
We in a position to really make our run.
Yeah.
You know, to really, you know, show diversity where we could go city to city and like really entertain.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? With the likes of Dipset.
Yeah.
The likes of State Prop.
Yeah.
You know, the likes of Wu-Tang.
Yeah, they like us out here.
You hear me?
They like us out here.
Yeah. And the reality is, you know, the best example I can give you is Atlanta.
Yeah.
People think Atlanta and they're like, oh, Atlanta big as shit. Atlanta really ain't that big.
Not at all. You gotta go. So you gotta go down to Atlanta to know that.
Yeah,
I've been down there
know.
enough times to see. All right, this ain't.
It's not that big. You know what I'm saying? And guess what? They took over with unity
Mm-hmm.
to the point where they still got the game. They got the game in the chokehold still.
Fact.
Got to call a spade, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And the reality is this here, man. You know, in Delaware, what we need to do is unite as artists, man.
Mm-hmm.
Stop hating on each other.
Mm-hmm.
Congratulate. Don't get mad when you see another man's success. Because guess what? If one of us make it,
Mm-hmm.
yo, that opened the door for all of us.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? If one of us make it, man, it opened the door for all of us. Like, you know, and that's the main thing I always hear. You know, I hear that from artists in Cali. I hear that from artists from up top.
Yeah.
Yo, Delaware really got some talent, man. I think it's your turn.
Mm-hmm.
But we ain't gonna show nobody if we gang war with each other, man.
That's a fact.
You know, over who better. I don't compete with a soul, man.
Right.
Listen, bro. If you make it, I make it.
That's a
You know
boomerang.
what I'm saying? It's a boomerang. You
Yeah.
hear me? Everything come full circle, man.
That's a
You know,
fact.
I'm gonna be ecstatic to see a Delaware artist make it.
Yeah.
Whether it's me or not.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know, and regardless, at the end of the day, you know, they put me in position.
Yeah.
If I make it, it's gonna be a lane for all of us. And I put that on everything, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Cars back outside.
Yeah.
You hear me?
They know it.
Like, it's
They
gonna be a
gonna see
lane for all of us
Yeah.
to really, really, you know, make shit happen. You know?
Yeah. That's a fact.
Yeah, so that's the best advice I can give, man.
All right, hold
You
on.
know?
The money that shows the highs. I don't know why I try it first.
All right. So, what can we expect, like, for a person that sees this interview that may have never heard of Edubb 302? Like, what can a potential fan expect to gain from you when they're watching you or they're listening to your music or they pop out to a show to see you?
First and foremost, they pop out to see me. They're gonna get an authentic performance that's gonna sound like my music that they listen to that made them pop out in the first place. You know what I'm saying? That's really, you know, that's my biggest goal, is to make sure that I'm delivering, you know, on every pillar. You know what I'm saying? Meaning, you know, if it come down to my performance has gotta be sharp. I gotta know my lyrics word for word, you know, every syllable. You know, if I miss something, I wanna be able to jump right back in. You know, it's funny, I was recording with my engineer. You know, big shout out to Price.
Shout out to Price.
Shout out to Price, man, Red Room. You know what I'm saying? But I was recording with my engineer, and we was doing a performance track for one of my songs. I had a performance coming up, and he cut it on, and I just jumped in. He said, "Yo, how you knew where you was in the song?" I'm like, "Listen, I follow all my ad libs. You know, I listen to my music so much that it's part of me now. And I'm like, I just knew where I was. He said, yo, I know artists that still can't do that. They just said run it back, run it back, run it back until they was able to pick up on it. But I got it like that. But you need to be sharp like that because as an artist, nobody's perfect. Beyonce fuck up. You know what I'm saying? But you'll never know because she studied her music. She knows her music to the point where she mess up. You know, hey, look, if she got to, she gonna freestyle on top of it until she get right back into it. Nobody gonna notice it. But yeah, man. Also, once again, I mean, if you listening to my music, always listen for the message. Listen for the jewels, you know. Listen for the eggs because it's times when I'm recording I fuck up. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times I just keep it there. You know.
What's your favorite song you've recorded so far?
Man, I have to go with Crying Out.
Crying Out the one?
I have to go with Crying Out, man.
Right.
And I'm saying that because it was one of the songs where I was the most vulnerable. You know, and even then, I can't even just give that. I mean, Rockstar. I was vulnerable on Rockstar. That's another song where, you know, I'm speaking about, you know, my life and, you know, how my actions adversely affected not only me, but the people around me that love me, you know, and believed in me.
That works.
You know, so that's just as real as it get. About $1.
About $1.
Gotta call about $1. You know, about $1 was an old day to all the real niggas. Like, I'm not warm with nobody. Go back to what I said earlier in this interview. You can't war and make money, man. I'm about $1. Feel me? Miss me with that gangster shit, cause I'm about $1.
Yeah.
Like, it was meaning behind that bar. You know?
Alright, hold up. Alright, so logging off, right? Where can people find you at?
Listen, man, y'all can find me on all streaming platforms. Edubb 302, EDUBB 302. You know what I'm saying? You can find me on IG at E_Dub_Music 302. It's gonna be on your screen right there, right there. You know what I'm saying? Just click that link and tap that follow button. And if you're too lazy to do that, just Google me, man. I'm around, man. You know, big shout out to Experience Real, man. Experience is the only thing that's real. You feel me? Look, not only is this my day one, man, this is my bro. You know what I'm saying? He motivated me to get out here and do my thing, man. But this is a real dude, man. Y'all definitely gotta support the platform, man.
Yeah. Say that.
Happy you said we lock it and speak on my name in the club and I'm popping it. Sweeping up niggas, don't need me a room and these niggas, my sons always wanted